Ishan, is the shop closed for a couple of days, or are you staying open?
Closed.
Good.
We're gonna open day after Christmas.
Okay.
I tried to open for a little bit today, and I was like,
Uh-uh.
I waited for the mail to come, and then I just went back to
Said
being
goodbye.
second.
Good.
I'm like, I've done enough this year.
Hi, how are you? Ooh. Hi, Shreya. Good to see you. We'll start soon, y'all. Waiting on a few more people. And we'll use all of the props today. So your blocks, if you know you like a blanket for some extra padding on your knees, or for Shavasana, and then we'll grab some therapy balls and a strap. That's what I meant to say. Strap, balls, blocks, blanket. I think that's bolster if you want it, but no agenda with it. What's that? Yes.
Yes, I will always have one. I don't care what version, whatever version. I like to sit under.
Yes. Sometimes I notice some of them, I'll sit and I can feel myself slowly sliding off until my butt hits the floor, the very squishy ones.
I'm like the one that's like right there.
Yeah.
The third one, I'm like, that's the one.
That's the one.
I'm like, fuck you. On teacher training weekends, it's really nice because like most of them will be gone. And so I'm like,
There's more of us than I thought that would be here before the holiday week. But who knows what the actuality of Tuesday night happens. You know, sometimes I sign up on Tuesday morning, and then by the time Tuesday night comes, I'm like, what did morning Anisha do that evening Anisha doesn't want to follow up with?
there were multiple times today that I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I made it.
Yeah.
Last week I said I'm not doing that, and I did it online. So I was like,
You were there, yes.
yes.
I today walked to, after all the years I've been living in the city, I've never been to the Christmas Village, the one that they have by Love Park. It was very sweet. It was very, very nice. I got the cup. I got some alpaca socks. And I bought an incredible amount of unnecessary things, but everyone was so nice that I was like, I will walk into your booth and buy whatever you want to sell me. But yeah, it's sprawling. Yeah. It started from, there's, no,
Definitely some things.
yeah.
There's the unclaimed package kiosk.
Oh,
Whatever is in those.
I missed that completely
Because you have to open it.
to see.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be an iPhone or it could be paper clips.
Yes.
There was one booth that I got stuck in because stuck in a good way because I didn't realize what I was seeing, but it looks like watercolor paintings, but it's in fact silk embroidery thread of all different scenes. So you look at it from afar and you're like, oh, I've seen this. And then you get up close and you say, what is happening? Yeah. And the woman who makes all of them was vending. Yeah. I think they're open. Tomorrow might be the last day, but if you're with, I walked, so it was like a nice, sweet walk. Today was very rainy. And then I watched the Zamboni man for an unnecessary amount of time cleaning the ice rink. It's like a meditation watching him in his Santa costume go through it.
Did you go to Wanamaker's?
I didn't make it over that way, but I want to.
I do remember going there years and years and years ago.
They're still, even though the Macy's isn't there anymore, they're still doing the light show, I think, yeah?
But then I heard it was really crowded and said you might have to wait in line for 30 minutes. I'm like,
Ooh.
I went the first day and it was extremely crowded, but I think more so on the weekends it's where
The time to go. Interesting. Okay. Started. In theory, we're waiting on a bunch more, but they'll trickle in as we begin. It's good to be with you all. We've all congregated to one region, so you're more than welcome to stay if you want to spread out. You have your pick of the litter of the room, but no obligation at all. Nice to be with you all. For those that are new to each other, my name is Anisha. I'm here today. I'm here next week. The only scheduling announcement that I have that I saw is there's just, I believe, one class tomorrow that Alex Holmes, who normally teaches Friday at noon, she'll be teaching tomorrow at 10:30. And she's, if you haven't gotten to take class with her, she's truly phenomenal and was one of my first teachers almost, hello y'all, almost like 18 years ago in the city. So wealth of wisdom and knowledge in there. A really great person to practice with. Okay, well, how are we feeling this evening? I always have an agenda of what we're getting into. I have some heart openers, some twists, some pranayama, but are there any particular requests this evening? Any body parts, any poses, any regions that need some extra special attention?
Are there ways to like
Oh, yeah.
merit do core and I'm like, I need to
Yeah, we can do some belly down back bends. That might help create a little bit of length. Double core in one day, huh? How we all feel? Everyone else okay? Okay. Well, today we'll actually start off. I've been teaching this the past couple of weeks and it's been feeling sweet. We'll start off in a pose called heart bench just to create a little bit more space in the chest. So if there's a version of heart bench that you know and prefer, please feel free to find your way into it. But this is the one I like. You'll have all of your heads facing the front of the room, feet facing the back of the room. I like one of the blocks at its highest height, somewhere to the top of your mat with your head forward, your feet back. And as you come to lay down, if you'd like to drape a blanket over those blocks so that nothing pokey is hitting you in the back, please feel free to do so. But as you come to lay down, have that lower block come somewhere in between your shoulder blades. So think higher up in your upper back, less in the bendy part of your middle spine. And you can use your hands to adjust that block to support the weight of your head so that it feels centered and steady, and as much comfort as you can find in a given moment. Give yourself a moment or two to adjust the blocks or blanket as needed. If something doesn't feel quite right or asymmetrical, feel free to wave a hand or a foot over, and sometimes me moving them a centimeter creates a big world of difference. But once you allow a moment or two to settle, you can do anything you like with your legs. So you might have them out long in front of you, more in that Shavasana shape, with your legs and feet wider than your hips. If you're experiencing anything in your low back this afternoon or evening, you might bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the floor, and perhaps knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. But as your arms come down by your sides, you might notice what it feels like to have your palms face up, to feel the shoulder blades soften towards each other. Let the arms externally rotate. Or with your arms by your sides, you might gently turn your palms to face the floor, to feel that sense of heaviness, connectedness, and rootedness into the ground itself. But if you haven't already, you might soften your eyes or close them completely so you can listen for the sound of your own breath. As the seasons and weather starts to shift, as we move past the solstice and get a few more moments of light each and every day, sometimes the tendency is the shoulders and arms to roll more forward to keep inside. And so as you start off in this literal bench that you've created for your heart, can you notice what it feels like to allow for each cycle of breath to let you unfurl and drape over the support you've created? Let your next inhale begin to move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, feel the breath move out in every direction of your being. Continue with a few more breaths just on your own as each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself out through you and every fiber of your being. This entire practice, it's first and foremost an offering to your breath. Regardless of how the body moves or stays still, it's to the breath that surrounds and connects each and every one of us. So we'll start our practice and our time with 3 more rounds. Wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your own breath. And as you keep that attention inward as best as you can, begin to blink your eyes open. And if they're not already, bend both knees and bring your feet flat onto the earth. With your feet and your butt heavy, let's add onto the shoulders and arms. Reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. With your palms facing one another, spread your fingers wide to feel the webbing of your own hands. Now on an inhale, stretch your fingers 3 more inches to the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blades broaden on your upper back. And as you exhale, keep the arms straight and plug just the shoulder blades together. Let's do that 2 more times. Wait for the inhale as you reach up, touch the ceiling. And exhale to plug the shoulder blades as the fingers spread wide. 1 more. Take a big breath in from belly into the heart. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, offer all of that breath out. Just being mindful of neighbors or any props, start to sweep your arms overhead towards the front of the room. Imagine your palms spinning towards each other. So think less about how close your hands can get to the earth, but can the palms spin towards one another? And as you stretch back through your fingertips, take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale, anchor your butt and your feet heavier to the earth. Now as you interlace your fingers, gently lift and let your hands support just the weight of your head. So let your hands come to the back of your head itself. You can use your hand to clear that top block out of the way so that your head is just resting here in the hammock of your hands. And as your elbows dart open to opposite edges of the room, take a breath in as you lift your chin. And on an exhale for this heart bench crunch, think belly towards. Peel yourself away from the earth, keeping your upper back on that block. A few more times. Big inhale to coil yourself back. Lift up through the chin. And as you exhale, think belly to the spine. Keep the chin lifted as you curl away from the block. 5 more on your own. Follow your pace more than the sound of my voice. You might keep your knees bent, feet on the floor the entire time. You might begin to straighten your legs as you dig your heels, your calves, and the backs of your thighs into the ground. But as you curl up and away from the block, can you feel the space between your chin and your chest? Let your elbows keep opening to opposite edges of the room. And notice how the belly and ribs can knit back to lift your entire upper back away from the earth. After your next or second or third round, the next time you curl up and away from the block, begin to bend your knees, feel your feet on the ground. Let your hands catch behind your thighs to curl yourself up and away from the block to come up to a seat. You'll take a little spin as you make your way to tabletop facing the front of the room. You can have your blocks framing out the top corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move around. But in your table, let your hands come under your shoulders, spread your fingers. Let your knees be under your hips and begin to curl all 10 of your toes under to feel the arches of your feet. Now as you close or soften your eyes, take a big breath in through the nose. And even open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Start to link breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow as you arch and drop your belly to lift your hips and chin, and round to dome to the sky as you let your head get heavy. Take 4 more cycles at your pace, seeing what it feels like to not just move your body on its own, but how your body and breath can really harmonize together to create a little more space. You might stay rounded or arched for a few extra breaths. You might move forward and back, your hips or shoulders forward of the wrists. As you take one more full breath in, try to sniff in a drop more at the top of your inhale, and even open your mouth to let that breath out through every direction. Come back to table, find your neutral spine, and as you walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, bring your knees a few inches behind your hips, curl your toes, and take it up and back to downward facing dog, all the breaths and all the time you need to find your way there. In this first down dog, really any of them all throughout class, bring your feet just a centimeter wider than they are already, take up a little more room, and now lift both of your heels and soften your knees. Release your hamstrings and give your backs of your legs a little more room. Now with your knees soft, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel that curve in and through your low back. And as you keep your right knee bent, pedal just your left heel to the earth to see what you feel in the back of that left leg, breathing. Soften your left knee, stick your butt high to the sky, and pedal your right heel to the earth as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. At the bottom of your breath, lift both heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, begin to walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Your blocks are right there to maybe bring your hands blocks out in front of your feet so the floor can rise to meet you where you are. Feet or soften your knees to give your low back a little extra room. But as you bow in towards your own heart, take a long breath in. Stay for the exhale, letting the crown of your head get heavy towards the earth. After a few breaths, climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand through your legs and a big inhale to come all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet be right underneath your hips, and as you inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold. Wait for the inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, hands to your shins or blocks as you reach your heart forward. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Perhaps you keep your knees lifted, perhaps the knees tap to the earth, but as you press into your palms, feel your shoulder blades broaden on your upper back. And then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. And on your exhale, begin to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With those hands as wide as your mat, wait for the breath to rise for. And on your exhale, back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. That breath moves first in the direction of your heart. Your heart begins to awaken and illuminate your mind. And inspires the full depth and agency of your own body. And this practice allows for us to combine every version and aspect of ourself together. So as you take a longer breath in, stay for the exhale, press down and forward through your hands to lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind you. At the bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, grow long through your heart. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Bring your feet about 2 fists width apart, generally hip distance. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and climb your palms up to your thighs for this first round of chair. As your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, can you guide your knees open towards your second and third toes? And now press into your legs to lift your heart away from the earth. Stay right here for more support in your low back. You might add a little heat in the upper body and reach your arms to the sky, but remember that breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as your hips get heavy. Can you lift your heart and your away from the earth? On an inhale, come all the way up to rise. Stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky. And exhale to fold, Uttanasana, bowing in. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and bring your hands high up onto blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just another inch so you get longer in your stance. And now with your hands connected, take a breath to lift just your heart, stay in your lunge. On your exhale, begin to fold and straighten your right leg. Let's go through that 2 more times with your breath. Big inhale through to lunge, bend your knee, lift your heart, and exhale to fold as your right leg straightens. 1 more, wait for the inhale, take the whole breath to come through to lunge, and let your entire exhale fold and bow you in. Now in this version of pyramid pose, Pursvottanasana, can you lift your back heel a drop higher up off the ground? And as you push through your left foot, wrap your left hip to the front of your mat, tack your right hip to the back of your mat, and see where the sensation travels in the back of your right thigh. Now with your legs steady, press into the blocks to lift your chest. Take a breath. And as your left hand stays connected, bring your right thumb to your right hip crease. Give yourself your own little assist. Wrap your right hip back. Shrug your right shoulder up and back, and from your belly, begin to turn your chest open to the right. You might stay here with your hand on your hip for more support. You might reach your right arm up towards the ceiling for this version of Pavrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. But take a long breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, think right hip back as you slide the shoulders and the ears back to lean back. Now on an inhale, unwind, lower your right hand, bend your right knee, and steps you need to come back into your forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen. And as you exhale, fold, Uttanasana, bowing in. With those feet 2 fists width apart, bend your knees, sit your hips back, hands to your thighs, your hips are up overhead, Utkatasana, round 2. As your butt gets heavy, can you feel those bottom ribs like you did in those heart bench crunches? Slide the ribs back, bring the ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, slide them back 1 more inch in line with your ears. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale, sit 1 inch lower as you lift your heart away from the earth. And on an inhale, come all the way up to rise. Wait for your exhale to fold, bowing in, Uttanasana. Keep your left foot forward, right foot all the way back to lunge. And with your hands high up on fingertips, wiggle your right toes back just a centimeter to get longer. Follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale to stay in your, lift your heart. And as you exhale, begin to fold and straighten your left knee. Inhale through to lunge. Big exhale to fold as your left leg straightens. One more time, take a breath, grow long through the spine as your left knee bends. And on your exhale, begin to fold and straighten your left leg. Now in this version of pyramid pose, sometimes when the left leg is forward, the hips want to spin open to the right. So can you lift your right heel high up off the ground, wrap your right hip forward, tack the left hip back, and see where the sensation moves into those left hamstrings. Now with those legs straight, press into your blocks to lift your heart. Take a breath in, bring your left thumb left shoulder up and back, and from the depth of your belly, start to revolve open to the left. Stay here with your hand on your hip or on your low back. You might reach your left arm up to the sky, but a bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe even lean back against yourself. And now on an inhale, come all the way to bend your left knee, plant your palms onto your sticky mat, and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side. Take a breath to notice any difference you might see and feel. And following your breath, inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the breath in to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. Hug the shoulder blades together. Up and back to downward facing dog. A full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Wait for the inhale to lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. And following your breath in, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms and your chest up to the sky. You might walk your right foot feet or less on that balance beam. But like you did in that pyramid pose, lift your back, heel, knee, and thigh high. Wrap your left hip forward. Now as your right hand comes to your hip, reach up through the left fingertips and slow side bend. You might stay here with your hand on your hip for more steadiness. You might grab onto your left wrist, but think of those heart bench crunches, bottom ribs back, slide your ears back to lift your chin, and maybe bend one more inch into your front thigh. Inhale to come all the way back up, let your hands, and step it back to downward facing dog. A couple more times together, waiting for the breath. Inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Float the left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or catch. Take your time. Come lunge on that left foot as much as it's needed over to the left to steady you. But it's that support from your right leg. Lift your right heel, knee, and thigh. Wrap your right hip forward so the left hip can tack back. Let your left hand come to your hip. And slow and steady up and over to the left for a side bend. Remember, your hand can stay right where it is. Your left hand might grab onto your tip to the left, bottom ribs back. Slide your ears back to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. And as you take a full breath in, stay for the exhale, bend one more inch into your front thigh. Now inhale to come all the way back up. Let your hands tap the earth. Step it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. And on your exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you. Flip your palms down to face the floor. And as you rest on your chin or on your forehead for a moment, feel your legs behind you in space. Try to press the tops of your feet down so much so that you feel your thighs engage. And now hug your shoulder blades towards one another. On an inhale, begin to lift your head, lift your heart, to lift your arms up off of the earth. And exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground for Shalabhasana. Try to soften or close your eyes as you remember your breath. Each inhale, can you hug the inner thighs towards each other and think inseams of your pants towards the ceiling. That might clear space in the low back. Now hug the shoulder. Big breath in. And on your exhale, release to lower down. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one side of your cheek. You might wiggle your hips from side to side. But feel the full fluency of your breath wash over you. Can you breathe into your belly and let the lowest part of your back broaden and widen? Breathe into your belly and then up into your chest and feel the whole back of your body expand with more breath. And now after a few breaths here on the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest, press up through to tabletop, and a moment to sit back onto your heels and give yourself a second to grab anything you need. We'll spend a few moments on the knees this time, so if you'd like a blanket to pad under your knees so that the floor can kind of lift to rise to meet you. But when you're hydrated, give yourself a second to come forward to all fours. And from your tabletop, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into your lizard. Now look down your body. Since we set up from table, you're right above your left knee. If it is, walk your left knee back so your thigh is more at a diagonal towards the earth. Now one block and one hand at a time, begin to walk your hands to the left corner of your mat. Look over your left shoulder and bend your left knee to draw your left heel towards your butt. You might stay here, or as you keep, let your left hand reach around for the top of your left foot, or a strap or the leg of your pants. Here, as you make your way into this version of Anjaneyasana, can you send your left butt cheek back towards your heel? They don't have to touch, but send the top of your left thigh back. And as you shrug your left shoulder up and back, begin to lift your chest. You might stay here. You might steadily walk your right hand back to the inside of your right foot. You might play with some balance and climb your right palm up onto your right thigh, or even reach your right hand around to hug onto that left foot for leaping monkey as you remember the breath. A deep breath in and down. For the exhale, bottom ribs back. Hug the shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the earth? Now slowly release your right hand. Go of your left foot, step it back to, and take a breath or two to notice any difference from foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back as much as you need so your thigh is more at a diagonal. And then one block and one hand at a time, begin to walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Bend your right knee, draw your right heel towards your tush. With your left hand connected, reach your right hand around for the top of the foot. And now there's a bunch of versions of this thigh stretch. There's the ones where your hips bellow towards the earth. But to get into the quads, see if you can bend your cheek up towards that heel. And as you shrug your right shoulder up and back, lift your heart. Stay here and breathe. Any of those variations that were on left hand comes to the inside of the left. Maybe it climbs up onto the left thigh. Maybe it wraps around to hug that right foot. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Can you lift your heart? Try to look away from the floor and maybe bend one more inch into your front thigh. Now on your next inhale, release your left hand first, then let go of your right foot. Come back to all fours and take your time to meet in down facing dog. Walk your hands forward, walk your knees back to lift your hips up to the sky. From your down dog, lift both of your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, and on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, and on your exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Shake it out, sip some water, take a breath. And if you have your strap, we'll take a few moments with the strap to get into the shoulders. So you can unravel it if it's in its rubber band, but come to stand anywhere on your mat. Let your feet be about hip width distance apart. And as you hold your strap in your right hand like a big jump rope, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Now bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. Reach your left arm off to the side. I like to turn the thumb to face the floor. And as you bend your left elbow, you can grab the dangly edge of the strap for this version of Gomukhasana. Now here, once the hands are behind you, think of the actions. Can you wrap your right arm towards your ear, like you're holding something between your ear and your arm? Feel your left elbow come more to the middle of your spine. And as you take a tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock, press your head back and slide the ribs back. You might stay here as you gently tug your strap apart to create some resistance. Where we've done a side stretch already, you might tip up and over to the left, breathing. Every breath, wherever you are, can you press your head back, slide the ribs back. As the ribs go back, press the head back. Take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around the strap. And now inhale to come all the way back up. Slowly unravel your arms, shake them out as needed, and switch sides with that strap in your left hand. Reach your left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. And as your right arm reaches to the side, I like to turn the thumb to the earth. So when you bend your elbow, there's a little bit more ease of grip. Now, every time I do all that with the arms, I forget about the legs. So tiny bend in your knees because they might lock out. Now wrap that left arm towards your ear. Slide your right elbow more to the middle of your spine. And as you gently tug your strap apart, think head back to lift your chin and ribs back to steady the middle of your back. If you did so on side one, with your left arm overhead, you might tip up and over to the right, breathing. Each inhale, can you press your head back, slide the ribs back. Slide the ribs back as you press your head back. And as you tug your strap apart, can you release that clawing and gripping of your fingers, the white knuckling around the strap itself? On an inhale, come all the way back up through center. Unravel your arms, ditch your strap. We'll use it again later. Take a full breath in to reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, soften your knees to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, step your feet to the back of your mat. Take it back to downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. And one more time, come up to rise for high lunge, revisited. Walk your right foot as much as you need over to the right. But as you lift your back heel, knee and thigh high, stretch up through the fingertips, try to look away from the floor, a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend one more inch into your front leg. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head. And as you cross your left ankle over your right thigh, sit your butt way back into your chair for standing figure 4. Your hands might stay on your hips. You might find blocks out in front of you if you'd like to hold something solid. You might also reach your arms up overhead, but listen for your breath as you take a deep breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale, think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your heart and your gaze away from the earth. On an inhale, all the way back up to rise. Lower your feet to the ground. Feel gravity beneath you. Take a full breath in to reach up. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. This time, keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And as you bring your hands high up onto blocks on either side of your left foot, start to look forward. Start to walk your blocks a footprint forward of your left foot. Lean into your blocks and lift your foot up off of the earth. Now here, less about how high the right leg is, but can you engage as you flex your right foot, straighten your right knee, try to turn your right hip and toes to face down to the earth. And now reach back through your right. Press into your blocks and slide the bottom of your heart forward, breathing a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale, even lift your right inner thigh 1 more inch like you did in locust. Now soften your left knee to tap your right foot all the way back to lunge. Not quite done as your fingertips tap the floor. Your choice, either lizard lunge as you walk your left foot over to the left. You might lower your right knee to the earth. Or pigeon pose. You might walk your left foot over to the right and lower your left knee and shin down onto the ground. But here in your version of lizard or pigeon, come high up onto your fingertips just for a moment. And here, as you hug your knees towards each other, sometimes that left hip wants to get heavy. Hug your right knee forward and your left knee back in lizard or pigeon. And then into that, maybe you walk your right knee back to see what you feel in that left hip. Try one more time. Breathe in to hug your knees towards center. Right hip forward, left hip back. And then into that, maybe that back knee walks back. You might stay more upright the entire time. You might lower down onto blocks or forearms out in front of you. But call yourself back to 3 slow, steady breaths at your pace. Let your next inhale move in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, can you unclench your fingers? And even if you're folded forward, feel the bottom of your heart slide forward so that the back and sides of your neck can grow longer. A full breath. Exhale to offer all of that breath out. Now, if you fold, take your time to come on back upright. Walk your right knee forward, walk it forward, and then step your left foot back to meet your right for downward facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time. Take a breath to notice any difference from side to side. And we got one more leg to do. Lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or around to catch your lunge. More breath, more than my voice. Big inhale comes up to rise for high lunge. And as you walk your left foot an inch or 2 over to the left, lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips and bend 1 more inch into your front leg. Now, tiny bend in your back knee. Get springy. Take all the hops you need to scoop your right chest. Stand down into your left leg, grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. And as you your butt way back as you reach your heart forward, and let your hands go anywhere to steady you for pigeon chair. Do your best to keep that right foot flexed to support your right knee and ankle. And recall to your breath. Send your next inhale in and down. As you exhale, think like chair pose, butt heavy as you lift your heart. Now on your next breath, come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet to the ground. Feel gravity beneath you. Take a big breath in to reach your arms up. And as you exhale, fold over your legs. With your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto your blocks on either side of your right foot. And as you look forward, begin to walk your blocks a full footprint forward of your right toes. Now lean into your blocks to lift your left leg up off of the ground. Here, wrap your left hip and toes to face down to the earth. And as you hug your left thigh an inch to the right, reach back through your left heel and slide your heart forward to grow longer. Take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Feel the ribs lift away from the earth. Maybe lift inner thigh 1 more inch. Now soften that right standing knee to tap your left toes back to lunge. Plant your hands onto the earth. And here, either pigeon as you heel toe your right foot over to the left, or lizard as you walk your right foot over to the right. But anywhere you find yourself in your lizard or pigeon, sometimes what happens, especially in pigeon, is that right hip wants to take all of the weight. So when you hug your knees towards each other, you're quite literally lifting yourself up off the ground. And when you hug the knees together into that steadiness that you've created, then maybe you walk your back knee back. Each breath in, the knees hug towards each other. Each exhale, as you lift your heart, maybe you walk your back knee back. And now stay here breathing the entire time. Again, you might lower down onto your palms, box your forearms, but 3 slow, steady breaths. It's a hip opener that sometimes from the outside in, it's stationary and things aren't moving, but with each breath, there's a shift. Each inhale, the knees hug in towards each other. And each exhale, you grow longer out through the back leg and forward through the bottom of your heart in every direction. Take a through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Good. After a few breaths, if you folded forward, come on back upright, walk your hands under your shoulders, walk your left knee forward, walk it forward 1 more inch, and then step your right foot back to meet your left for downward facing dog. Your choice here is stay right where you are with your breath. You might lower your knees to the ground and take a few breaths there. You might move through that round of vinyasa that we've done together already, coming forward to plank, lowering and lifting to rise for cobra, but anywhere you so choose, can you offer it to your breath, taking a longer breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of your being. After your next few breaths, we'll all meet in tabletop, come to lower down onto your knees, sit back onto your heels, and take a breath or two. Did anyone feel a difference in that pigeon pose? We unofficially call it like the 3 Queens pigeon TM. It's not trademarked, but there's an infinite version of pigeons, but that one that I learned while practicing here of hugging the knees together, I was like, oh, that's what it's supposed to do somewhere in the hips itself. So if it helped, great, and if it doesn't, there's always another class to see what shifts. Okay, before we come into some belly down back bends, does everyone have a set of therapy balls you can work with? If you don't, I can bring some over to you. You can take one of them out of their tote and then come all the way to lay onto your belly. Oy. So find one of your therapy balls. You can have the other one off to the side and come to lay onto your belly. Yeah, anyone else need one? Okay, let's roll out those thighs. So find one of your therapy balls and bring it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh as you lay onto your belly. And then once you find a place, there's no wrong place for them to go, make a pillow with your hands, rest on your forehead or on one side of your cheek, and let both of your legs come out long behind you. And now slowly begin to bend and straighten your right leg as you notice what it feels like with any difference when the knee is bent versus straight. Do that a few times as you bend and straighten the right knee. And now the next time you bend your knee, let it stay bent as you move your right knee to the right and foot slightly to the left so the therapy ball comes to the inner right thigh. And then draw your knee back through center and knee slightly to the left and foot to the right to come to the outer thigh. And continue on your own as you let that knee go from side to side. Noticing what you feel at the very base of that thigh. Can you unclench your fists, soften your jaw, let your chest be heavy here against the earth? And call yourself back to your breath with each and every round. Now, after a few breaths at the base of your thigh, the next time your right knee comes back through center, come up a little higher, use your hand and pull your therapy ball up to the middle of your thigh, somewhere different than just where you were. Rest on the other cheek or on the other side of your palm, and begin yet again as you bend and straighten. Straighten and bend. And let your bent right knee move to the right and to the left to go from inner to outer thigh. If it's been a while since you've done therapy ball work in the thighs, or it's your first time, usually the first thing to go out the window is the breath itself, because your body's like, ooh, what is even happening here? But can you, with each round, feel that fluency of your breath? To perhaps slow the movement of your knee moving from side to side. Now, after a few breaths at the bottom and the middle of your thigh, pop your therapy ball out, stretch your legs long back behind you, close your eyes just for a moment, and notice any difference from side to side. Sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's more dramatic, but a moment to see and feel what cannot be seen. And now as we come to the second side, you can find the other therapy ball or the same one and come right above your left knee, somewhere at the base of your left thigh. Or the leg you didn't do on the first side. Get as comfortable as you can in your upper body. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest on one side of your cheek or on your forehead, and it's the same version. You bend and straighten. And as you bend your left knee, let your knee move to the left and to the right, from inner to outer thigh as you breathe. In a moment after this, we'll take a few rounds of these belly down back bends. And back bends, as much as we think, yes, they open up the front and back of the body, they're all governed by the thighs and the legs. So the therapy balls in the thighs for a moment are just an opportunity to help you feel, notice, and experience the nuance and complexity of the legs themselves. So after you spend some time at the bottom of the thigh, follow your pace to come up a little higher, find the middle of that leg. And as you take a long breath in and down, even open your mouth to let that breath out. And start to bend and straighten as you let your knee move from right to left. After a few breaths in the bottom and the middle of that thigh, we'll use them again later, but take your time to pop the therapy balls out. Stretch your legs long back behind you. Close your eyes and take a moment to notice what a difference feels like from side to side. A full breath in and down. And even open your mouth to let every drop of that breath out. Now here, once the therapy balls have exited, come to stay on your belly. Reach your arms alongside of you like you did in Locust and press your palms down into your sticky mat. Now this time, bend your knees, flex your feet as if you could make two perfect footprints on the ceiling. As you press your thighs down into the floor, hug your inner thighs towards each other and press your palms into the ground and hug the shoulder blades together. As you breathe in, begin to lift your head, your chest, float your arms up off of the floor, And exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground for this unbound Dhanurasana, unbound bow pose. As you listen for your breath, hug the inner thighs towards each other. Think heels towards the ceiling, and now hug the shoulder blades together as you lift your palms 1 more inch, a big breath in. And on your exhale, release as you lower to the earth. Rest on a cheek, on your forehead, on one of your palms as you remember the fullness of your own breath. Okay, this is arguably the hardest part of class, but if you'd like to stay down on the ground, you're more than welcome to do so. But come to press up through to tabletop so you can use your blanket to set up for a moment. Every time I do the therapy ball work in the thighs and the teacher's like, okay, come up, I'm like, it's time for Shavasana, which I understand, so you're more than welcome to lie down. But in a moment, we'll take 2 more rounds of bow pose, and I want to give this offering in variation. So if you have your blanket, it usually comes off the steps. You might fold it over once more, or bless you, or even twice more to create a little shelf. What'll happen is I'll show you and walk through it together. You'll come to lay onto the blanket where your low belly rests. So your pelvis and your thighs will come onto the ground. Now you bend your knees, flex your feet. You might have already felt when you don't grab onto your legs, it requires a lot more of the hamstrings. So you can be here, or your hands might reach for the tops of your feet. And for this one, you're trying to drive your thighs into the ground. So as you press your thighs down to lift your chest, you press your thighs down to lift up through the heart. I'm not trying to kick my heels up. I'm trying to shins back and thighs into the earth to find broadness in through the heart and collarbone. So the blanket creates a little wedge for you to help you get that lift that you might not ordinarily, that I don't get ordinarily when I don't have the blanket there. Yeah, so you get the option. Feel free to try it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But either you might fold it over once. I just did it twice and it was really an odd sensation in the low belly. So you might just do it once to create a little wedge. But come to lay down onto your belly 1 more time, with or without the blanket. And stretch your legs behind you as you reach your arms alongside of you. Now bend your knees, flex your feet, press your thighs down so you want your pelvis on the floor, thighs on the floor, as you reach your arms back. Now either let your arms come out long or let your hands grab onto the tops of your feet. Press your thighs down into your sticky mat, and as you push your feet back to lift your heart, Dhanurasana round 2. If you want to, you can stay here. You might also bring the blanket a little higher so that your chest can lift a little more. That's it. So yeah, if you just wiggle back. As you lift, press your thighs down into your sticky mat, hug the inner thighs towards each other, and press your shins back to lift your heart as you slide your ears back. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release to lower all the way back to the earth. Make a pillow. Rest for a breath. Shake out from side to side as you notice any difference that you might feel. In through the nose and all the way out through the nose or mouth. Okay, last round, 3 out of 3. You can keep the blanket, you can ditch the blanket, it's up to you. But as you stay on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you, press your palms into the earth. Bend your knees and flex your feet. Hug your shoulder blades together and maybe your hands reach back for your legs. And as your hands grab your feet, your shins, your ankles, think thighs down as you lift your heart up and away from the earth. Now if you're holding the legs, stay holding. Push your right leg back into your right hand. Feel the right side of your body grow longer. Push your left leg back into your left hand. Let the left side of you go longer. Now push both legs back into your hands. Think ribs back, shoulder blades together, slide the throat back. And on an exhale, slowly release all the way to the earth. Pillow with your palms, rest on one side of your cheek. Wiggle your hips from side to side, but let your breath be full and expansive in through the nose and all the way out through the nose or mouth. Okay, One counter pose for those big belly down back bends is to find one last downward facing dog of class to feel all those curves in and through your spine. So take your time to press up through the table. You can clear the blanket out of the way and come into your downward facing dog as your hips lift up and back to the wall behind you. And now in your down dog, walk your feet to come an inch wider, just like we did in the first round. Lift both of your heels and now soften your knees to let the backs of your legs release. With both of your knees soft, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. And keeping your tail lifted, maybe your legs begin to straighten as you send the tops of your thighs back and let your heels get heavier to the earth as you take a full breath in and a deeper breath out. Now, last round, inhale to come forward to your plank. Wait for the exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for the last cobra, Bhujangasana, shoulder blades hug as you lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lower both knees down onto the ground and come to take a seat. So before we come to lie down, we'll take a few seated poses. So let's, I think there's enough room, but stagger slightly with your friends so that when you come into a seated straddle, your legs don't bonk into anyone else. And then you'll have a few things around you. So have a strap close by, have your block close by. And as you come to sit on your butt and extend your legs, do a little self-assessment. So when your hands come to your low back, see if it feels like your low back is rounding into your palms, like mine always does. I like to sit up onto the edge of that blanket so that your hips can have a little shelf so your low back can lift in and up. Because in a moment, we'll lean from side to side, and it might not feel as supportive when the low back is rounded. That's it. Now find a block to the inside of your right thigh. You may or may not use it. And bend your left knee as you draw your left heel towards your right inner thigh. Find your strap like a big jump rope. Getting into this pose is like Simon Says, but we'll get there in a second. It's like Simon Says, find your strap, but find your strap like a big jump rope and lasso it around that right foot. Now give yourself enough slack on the strap that you can sit up nice and tall as you anchor your left butt cheek towards the earth. As you bend your right elbow, bring your right elbow to the block on the inside of your right thigh, or you might bring it to the floor. But as your right hand holds the strap, let your left hand hold the other edge and begin to bend your left elbow as you draw your left elbow to the ceiling for this version of Pavrita Janu Shirshasana, revolved head to knee pose. Now here, let that left arm come more in front of your face. Instead of behind you, let the left fingertips come forward. And as you take a breath in, reach your chest long towards those flexed right toes. Stay for the exhale. Begin to turn your belly and chest open to the ceiling. A few more breaths. Each inhale, can you press your head back to lift your chin? Each exhale, as you push your right elbow into your block or into the earth, begin to turn your heart and your chest open to the sky. Now change nothing in your upper body. Begin to drop both edges of the strap into your bottom right hand and stretch your left fingertips beyond your right toes. Anchor your left butt cheek down, turn your left palm up towards the ceiling, and a slow breath in to come all the way up to rise as you release. Not quite the low belly, Keyshawn, but we're getting into the sides, so finding a little space. Let's switch. Extend your left leg. The block is there to help bring the floor to meet you so you have something solid to push into. And as you bend your right knee, bring your right heel to your right inner thigh. Set the blanket as needed up underneath your butt and give yourself a moment to lasso that left foot around the strap. Lasso the strap around your left foot. You're not lassoing your foot around the strap. Now, as either edge of your hand holds the strap, take a breath to sit up nice and tall. And now begin to bend your left elbow to bring it onto your block or to the floor on the inside of your left thigh. As you hold the strap in your right hand, start to bend your right elbow, and like you're making a picture frame for your head to poke through, let your chest and belly revolve to the ceiling. Now even soften or close your eyes, and with each breath as you slide the ears back to lift your chin, stay for the exhale, press your left elbow into that block, and let that revolve your heart and chest open to the sky as you breathe. Take a full breath in to press the head back. Stay for the exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around the strap as your belly turns to the sky. And now stay leaning as you drop both edges of the strap into your bottom hand. Stretch your right arm as if it could grow longer than your toes. Turn your right butt cheek to the earth. Turn your right palm up to the sky. A big, slow inhale to come up and all the way out. Release the strap, set it off to the side. And as you come to bend both knees, bring your feet onto the ground, do a little spin, come to lie on your back. Head is facing the front of the room, feet are facing the back of the room, and have one of your blocks and your therapy balls, both of them close by, so that you don't have to get up to reach them as you come to lie down. So as you come to lay onto your back, bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the earth. Can stay here or knock your knees into one another, and let your hands come to rest onto your belly or onto your chest. Take a full breath into your palms, and even open your mouth to let that breath out. Take another long breath in through the nose, and now as you give your a hug in towards your belly or chest, make some small circles with your right foot or ankle. See if you can spread the right toes and point the toes, and begin to feel all of the corners of your feet. Now as your right ankle comes back through center, watch for any neighbors or props and begin to straighten your left leg long out in front of you. And hold your outer right thigh. For the twist, begin to move your right leg up and over to the left, bringing your block underneath that right thigh, the knee, or the calf, so the floor rises to meet you where you are. Your right hand, it might rest on your belly or on your ribs. You might reach your right arm off to the side. But here, perhaps your gaze stays looking to the ceiling, or you might let your head drop over to the right hand side as the right corner of your eye, the right side of your cheek, and the right side of your jaw softens and widens into the earth. Take a long breath in and down, and a deeper breath up and out in every direction. On your next inhale, slowly draw your head through center, draw your right knee through center, and as you lower your right foot back to the earth, bend your left knee and give your left leg a hug. Spend a few moments making some small circles in that left ankle in one or the other direction. You might lean gently from one side to the other. The next time your left ankle comes through center, straighten your right leg long in front. Let your right hand hold your left thigh and move your left leg up and over to the right with a block underneath the thigh, the knee, or the calf. Think less of how low can that left thigh get, but how much can both of your shoulder blades, especially the left one, soften to the earth. Take a deep breath in and down. And as you exhale, if you did so on side one, perhaps your gaze travels over to the left as the left corner of your eye, the left side of and the left side of your cheek softens into the earth. On your next inhale, draw your knees and feet back through center and give both of your legs a hug in towards your chest or belly. You might stay here in stillness. You might make circles in one or the other direction, or come into your variation of happy baby as you widen your knees and thighs. Perhaps your hands catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But take a deep breath in through the nose, and on your exhale, slowly release the hold of your legs to the earth. Before we set up for rest, I'll talk you through a few moments of therapy balls in the upper back, but if you'd prefer to set up for rest, we'll meet you there momentarily. But for those therapy balls, it's up to you. You can keep them in their tote or take them out. But as you hold a therapy ball in each hand, begin to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the ground and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades from the upper back. Think either side of your spine, the wings and bones of the shoulders themselves, high up in the upper back. And there's no wrong spot for them to go, just a place you can breathe and be curious about. And as you find a place, you might bring your head down onto the floor, or to alleviate any pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. But take a full breath in and down, and even open your mouth to let that breath out. Just like we did in the thighs, to find a few more places in the upper back. With your knees bent, feet on the ground, you might push through your legs and roll your body a few inches to the front of the room until the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of the shoulder blades, slightly lower than just where they were. But a deep breath in here. And even open your mouth to let every drop of that breath out, to soften into the support of the earth. More place with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Push through your legs and roll your body another few inches north until both of those therapy balls come to the bottom of your shoulder blades. So still in the upper back, slightly lower than where they've been. A deep breath in, and even open your mouth to let that breath out. There's a whole world to explore in stillness. Or you might slowly reach your arms up towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. You might lean gently from side to side or stay still. If you are giving yourself that hug, perhaps you switch which elbow is on top, just to notice any difference. And try to unclench your fingers and your palms as they wrap around yourself. Then begin to unravel your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey a few ways, you can either scooch your hips towards your heels and feel the therapy balls roll up. Or you might also roll over onto one side, push them out of the way, and come to lay back onto the earth. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit for the remainder of your rest. For sometimes if they stay for Shavasana, they create a little more tension than softening. And now the next place to meet is in your pose of rest. Give yourself a few moments to take anything it is that you need, any layers or props you'd like to add. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. Perhaps you have a rolled up blanket underneath your knees to allow for your low back to settle more fully to the earth. But as you give yourself the time that you need to get as comfortable as humanly possible into the earth, I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work, to not only prepare the body for rest, but to draw your attention more inward into that interior landscape. For this interrupted or suspended called Viloma Pranayama, begin by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly and up into your heart. And exhale nose or parted lips to offer all of that breath out. Picture your next inhalation in 3 distinct parts. First, inhale, breathe just into your belly, gently hold. Breathe into your lungs and the sides of your waist, hold. Breathe into your chest, pause at the top, and exhale through the nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. That's 1 round. Follow your pace more than the sound of my voice. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your chest, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. 3 more times. Slow inhale to fill your belly, suspend. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. And exhale through the nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. As you hold, the heart fills, pause, and exhale through your nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. Last round. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill your heart, pause. And exhale to empty chest, lungs, and belly. Without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, up into your heart, your throat, into the crown of your head. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, let every ounce of that breath go. Feel the slow cadence of your breath. Allow for your entire body to get heavier into the earth. And it's here, the heavier your physical body becomes, the more expansive and the more spacious you might just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in and down so it fills you up completely. And as you exhale, offer every ounce of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of anyone around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But take your time to bend both knees, feel your feet flat on the earth. Reach one or both of your arms overhead and roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. A breath or two here against the ground, and with the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With your eyes softly closed or softly open, can you once again listen for your breath? Let your next breath in move in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath up and out through every fiber of your being. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can place your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but sincere gesture of self-reverence, bowing not only to yourself, but to one another who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Drink water, take good care of yourselves and each other. If you have any time off, I hope you get some rest. And I'll see you soon. Just the schedule announcement is that check the schedule. The internet. I don't know what it is and I don't want to give you wrong information. So tomorrow and Thursday, I think maybe just one class. And same with next week for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. There's nothing on Thursday. Thank you. Yeah. I'm only ever here on Mondays and Tuesdays and then every weekend. But I'm never certain about the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule. So good to just check. Anyone else have announcements? Any things that you are doing, you are seeing that other people should know about or go to? Yay, great. I was saying to the people who came a little earlier, I wandered to Christmas Village today, or that holiday village market over by City Hall. And my goodness, you can buy so many things that you never need but will always desire. So if you're looking for any treats for yourselves or others, it's very cute. And they have, I love it there. Sometimes it feels so daunting to go like middle of tourist. And you know what? I live in the city. It's so cute. Yeah. It's fun and festive. All right, y'all. Thank you. See you soon.